Okay, everybody, welcome to another fucking podcast. But I just want you all to know, right before Angel pushed play on record, they called me a pussy and was like, "Do you want to do the intro, pussy?" And then press the space bar. So I was very underprepared to start off. So Angel, are you excited about the topic today?
I'm so excited about this topic. Today we are talking about littles and little culture. Wow!
So I have the definition of little right here.
Oh, do you?
Oh, yeah. Urban Dictionaries. Well, I had it, but then I accidentally deleted it off.
You deleted
so, a little on Urban Dictionary is someone who likes to act younger than they really are, almost having an alter ego. Usually they'll slip into something called, little headspace. And the age ranges for, how people can be little can be, baby age to, toddlers to, kids. I don't know of any littles that act like 15-year-olds.
Ew.
That would be a weird thing to be. But so, yeah, it's basically somebody who acts younger than they are.
Yeah.
But as with all, kinks and things like that, there's a very wide spectrum.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to talk about, because we're both littles. No shame. That's right. You got to say it, you know.
Yeah, I know.
It's a little cast. Oh, we'll call it a little podcast.
Yeah, a little podcast.
But, yeah, so there is a very wide spectrum of what a little is, and I definitely don't fall into every single category because I think some of it is so cringy.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about
let's talk about it.
Let's talk about littles.
Let's fucking talk about it.
So where do you think you stand? Where are you in?
So my version of being a little is honestly I just like watching kid shows. I kind of have that kid persona in me. I watch kid shows and kid movies. You know that we watch them together. We talk about, we take them seriously and kind of talk about shit
theories.
She has a Tinkerbell theory about Queen Clarion being a fucking
get ready for that podcast because it's gonna be wild.
Bad monarch.
She is.
But anyways, I don't know, and I do have moments. You know me, I act kind of childish sometimes, and it's not even
a baby. It's
not even a little space or anything like that. And okay, I don't know if it is actually, because sometimes I just feel acting a certain way.
Yeah, I don't feel like I have a little space.
Yeah, I don't feel like I slip into it. There's not a distinct difference. I'm still me. I just am poutier, I guess, and I act bratty. Which
yeah, you were.
I do have a personality disorder though. So that's a little. I don't know, but I would classify myself as a little just because, I'm fucking gross. I mean, the definition fits partially what I would describe myself as.
I think that I definitely have some, because I love kid stuff. I've always liked cute things. I wear pretty cutesy outfits.
Yeah.
I have I have a whole shelf in my room that's all toys. Mm-hmm. I love things that are tiny.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed with tiny things.
Yeah.
I have 1,000 of those. I really like having tea parties, which my tea parties aren't I dress up and have my stuffed animals over. Well, I just like to have tea with my friends, and I have really fancy cups and stuff like that. And for me, it's I'm a 20-year-old woman. Mm-hmm. I just like some childish stuff. I just think toys are... I like the way dolls look. I think they look really pretty on my shelf. I like when my Barbies are in, nice little outfits standing there. I think stuffed animals are nice to sleep with. But it's not I turn into a 5-year-old, you know? Mm-hmm. Sometimes I'll act more babyish, and that's when my boyfriend's stop being a baby. And I'll pout, and he'll be stop being a baby. And I think that just comes from I've always been a childish person. Because when I was a kid and I would act like that, it wasn't oh, it was you're being childish. So I've always had a very silly, childish personality.
Yeah.
So as I've gotten older, I go to work every day. I went to school. I didn't act
you didn't act like a child.
Like a child there. So I just think that my version of it is a lot like yours, where it's just I have times. It's not and I like, coloring and doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, coloring and shit like that. It's just fun. And, it's fun to be a kid in general, but, there's a
line. There's a distinct line for me.
So where is that line? Do you think it goes too far? That
line where it goes too far for me.
It's a gray area.
For me personally, I draw the line at you think you're a kid.
Yeah.
I don't go, that's the thing. I don't go into that headspace. Some people have a distinct headspace where they go into, and they're like, I'm 5.
I'm 5 years old,
and I can't do it.
Yeah.
They suck on passies. Some people wear diapers. That's where I draw the line.
They have big cribs. They have, like, magnets on their fridge. They dress up in literal kids' clothes.
They do the baby voice.
Yeah, and they make their boyfriends and shit take care of them.
And that's where I draw the line, because I love it when my boyfriend takes care of me. I love it when he gives me food. I love it when he tucks me into a burrito when I'm sad. But, like, the line for me is the headspace.
I will not wear diapers. Nope. I will not fucking suck on a pacifier. No, I will play with my stuffed animals, but I don't, like, play with them. I just, like, snuggle with them and, like, I give them names and shit. Like, yeah,
all of my stuffed animals have names, and I write them down on the tag because I feel guilty if I forget their names.
Anyways, but, like, I can't make myself be like, I'm 5. And especially the sexual aspect of it.
Yeah.
When people are, like, quote-unquote littles, and then they're like, okay, I'm 5 and I want to fuck. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm really sorry if this is offending anyone. But no, I'm not. Because if you get into a fucking headspace where you're a child, as someone who, trigger warning?
Oh, no.
Was raped as a 7-year-old?
Already? I didn't think you would get into it in, like, this early
on. I'm just fucking mad about it.
That's understandable.
Because
it's understandable.
When you're literally
Don't sexualize kids.
Yeah, when you're a kid, it's scary as fuck. There was no kind of, like, I don't know.
That is where I draw the line. Because, like, some people like me and you're little when you're whatever. When it comes to, like, sex and other stuff, no more little. Yeah. Like, you're not little there.
Like, I'll say, okay, this is on your list.
It is. I wrote a bunch of stuff down.
Do you say daddy during sex?
It's not, like, the whole thing is, like, if you say daddy and you talk about it, what is it to you?
Yeah.
Because some people who are littles will say it in a non-sexual way. Mm-hmm. Like, they're just like, oh, that's my daddy. He's the one that takes care of me and stuff. I can't do that because I have a pretty good relationship with my father. So calling my boyfriend daddy in a regular day aspect is ridiculous to me. Like, I could not, like, sober-minded be like, hey, daddy.
When you say it sexually, because I know that you do.
Yeah. I can't lie.
What does it mean to you? Like, why do you call him daddy? Is it just because he's, like...
I don't know. I feel like it's like a controlling. It's like it's only certain times.
Yeah.
It's when like it's like an aggressiver kind of like sex, which I know is like kind of confusing. That I won't call him it in regular day, but I will for having aggressive sex. But it's like
I do the same thing.
It's a name.
I can't call
to me. It seems like
daddy.
When you say daddy in bed, it's typically because they're being like an authoritative figure. That's more of it to me. Like, if I was just to be like, oh, hey, daddy, when I walked into the room, I would feel so weird. I would be like, we're not having sex and you're not my dad, so this is weird.
This part is, like, weird for me, because I do that sometimes, but I never do it like, hi, daddy. I'll do it like, hey, daddy. Like, what the fuck is that? Like,
it also has, like, a whole new meaning nowadays.
Yeah, it does.
It's not like
wow, he's daddy as fuck. Like,
yeah, when you say that's the thing. When you say somebody is a daddy... you're not saying
never means
you're
my
dad.
A father.
You're saying, oh, what an authoritative, like, what a strong dude or lady.
Yeah.
But, like, some women get called daddies.
Anyways, so where do you think, since you have a good relationship with your dad, where do you think
I don't know, because that's the thing. Because I had a pretty good childhood as a kid. And I have a good relationship with my dad now, but I didn't always. So it partly comes from my dad issues, I'm guessing. Most littles do have daddy issues. And I definitely had some dad issues growing up. And I had mixed feelings about him and stuff like that. And I still, he gets on my nerves, but we're better.
Yeah.
And I think part of it is because I've always had this, like, I had such a good childhood. I feel like my adult brain wants to keep kind of some of those things that I really liked alive. That's just my take. Like, that's what I think.
Did you call your dad daddy as a kid?
I did for, like, a short period of time, but I don't have any memories. I'm sure I did, but I have no memories of calling him daddy. I never called my parents daddy and mommy. They were always, like, mom and dad, or ma, which I started doing when I was, like,
I mean, I know I've never had a good relationship with my father. I have bad daddy issues.
You got bad ones.
I have bad abandonment issues.
Daddy issues.
I have issues. And, like, it's just a whole nother thing with all the shit that, like, piles up.
Do you think yours came from the fact that you didn't have a great childhood?
Probably a little bit of that, and just, like, I don't know what makes me think it's sexy. because it just is to me. It's probably, like, the underlying daddy issues and, like, the subconscious whatever, but, like, I just want to know, like, the specifics of it, but I guess there's no, like, actual
there's
telling.
no way to... Yeah. Kinks have been, like, looked at forever, and people still have no idea.
So to do with, like, the DDLG whole, like, deal...
What do you
like the
tell the audience?
Daddy Dom little girl
yeah.
thing. That's another, like, that's going back to, like, drawing the line. But, like, has Curls ever called you, like, princess or, like, little girl or anything like that when you fuck?
He doesn't call me little girl. He's called me good girl, which I like because I am great.
I'm amazing.
I don't really get called princess either because I never really liked the term princess because I always thought of myself as a queen. I was like, princess. Don't call me a princess. I'm a queen. Like my sister always told me that when we were kids. Like she's like, I'm the princess because I'm spoiled, and you're the queen because you get shit done. Mm-hmm. And so like, I think he's called me it once, but he doesn't really call me that. No, like I don't really get called those. And that's the good thing. I don't really get called those kind of childish pet names. Like I don't get called princess or anything, or like you know, any child, like anything you would call your daughter. I do think that princess is a cool thing to call people. I just don't think I would ever.
I love being called princess.
You would be. I just don't think I have the right
mindset,
energy, and attitude.
Okay, but here's the thing: the difference between me and Blondie is.
Oh, I'd love to hear this.
Blondie gets what she wants, but because she works for it. I get what I want because I ask for it.
Yeah, you're spoiled.
But, like, I don't, like, the weird thing about me is I'm so shy asking for things.
I'm such an independent person.
And,
like that is a huge difference between us. Is like,
I'm not dependent, I'm pretty independent, but, like, I also just have this part of me that's, like, I have trouble asking for things. So it's weird that, like, whenever I do, I get what I want. Like, if I'm, like...
You have that princess attitude.
Yeah, and, like...
That's just like my sister.
People like enabling it. It's not like a...
Oh, no, people love
an abusive thing or, like, a manipulative thing. It's just people love to
People
do
love
shit
to be wanted like that.
Yeah.
That's what my sister was talking about, because she was like... She's like, why would I do something if I know I can get this person to do it? But I don't think in that mindset.
The other night, me and Blondie had a couple of friends over, and Devil, who's my boyfriend, was there, and I was like, feeling a little frisky, and I was like, you know what I want right now? I want a little loving. And Blondie was like, you could probably get that. Just, like, try it. And I did, and you know what I got? I got a little loving. And I didn't think I would, because, you know, he's playing video games with his friends.
Oh, I'm very good at...
No, yeah, I know you're good at convincing. And I've more recently, since I moved in with my new family, I'm getting what I want, like, when I want it. So that's, like, a whole new level of me, like, being spoiled. But I'm trying not to be, like, a brat about it.
Yeah, you can be spoiled and not be a brat. Yeah, that's what I think people don't realize.
I'm excited for it.
Like, you can be spoiled and happy and thankful about it.
But the whole, like, DDLG thing, when they spoil their, like, little girls or whatever.
I do get spoiled. I got pizza the other day.
From Curls?
Yeah, Curls bought me pizza.
Oh.
He was like, you don't have a lot of money, so I'm
buying
you pizza.
I forgot.
And I was like, there. I love you.
I know. But,
yeah, I think that's where I draw the line, too, is, like, I don't like taking money from Curls very often. Like, he doesn't give me money very often. I support myself. I pay my own bills. I buy stuff like that. Like, I'm independent in that aspect, but I do like being spoiled. I like being, you know, cuddled and him being like, fine, we'll watch your movie. And, like, I like having the independence of an adult, but, like, having childlike aspect. That's where I think I'm a little... I just act childish a lot of the time.
Something that's embarrassing is when I do act childish, like, sometimes. Blondie hates me because I'll, like... What did I throw?
You threw a cheeseburger.
I threw a cheeseburger.
Here's the difference. I'm a 20-year-old person, and I'm like, oh, I shouldn't do that because, like, there's a difference between me and home. We already did a disclaimer, but, like, and I've already mentioned my age and probably...
Anyways, go on.
But, yeah, we were at a McDonald's, and you got mad about them putting, like, onions on it, so you threw the cheeseburger bun.
I did throw the cheeseburger
And I
bun.
said, what are you, a fucking baby? Because sometimes you act like a fucking baby.
I do.
You'll throw things. You'll have
Stop
tantrums.
getting mad at me.
You'll get mad. You won't cry. Really. But you'll pout.
I'll be like...
Yeah, you'll pout and, like, fake cry sometimes.
Mm-hmm. But, like, I never do that when it's, like, a serious thing.
No,
like, I'll do it for, like,
something
trivial
stupid
things.
and trivial.
Like, Blondie fucking said something to me the other day, like, no one likes you. And I, like, looked at her with, like, this look of disdain. And she actually got worried.
No,
like,
I didn't.
No, you got worried for
you were
2
faking
seconds.
it.
I heard it in your voice.
I knew you were faking it.
Angel, and I was like,
I knew it. I knew the whole time you were faking it. I was like, I have to pretend that I'm worried about Angel, or they're not going to talk to me, and you're going to pout the whole night. And I did, and you were like,
See, that's the kid part of me. I'm fucking ridiculous.
It's very...
But I live with a kid, and I'm not that annoying.
Yeah, kids are annoying.
Oh my God.
Because that's the thing. You're like an adult person, so like your brain knows. Oh wait, I should stop now.
Yeah,
this isn't funny anymore.
Like I know when to stop. Like most of it is just like my personality, and like I do it to entertain me and like my friends. And like when they don't think it's funny, except for you, when you don't think it's funny, like when I threw my hamburger, I was like, because you were like, how fucking old are you?
I don't like messes very much, and you love to make them.
I do not love to make them.
Well, obviously you do.
When and where?
Literally throwing a cheeseburger in a public place.
The one time.
Making a mess.
The one time I threw a cheeseburger in a public place because I didn't like it.
McDonald's. Sounds delicious.
Oh my God, it sounds so good. Yeah.
I wish I had McDonald's now.
Anyways.
Continuing
Speaking of McDonald's, when I used to get the toys.
Yeah.
And I still get the toys.
I sometimes get the toys, but sometimes they suck.
They do suck sometimes. Like, we used to have those matching My Little Pony toys.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed.
There was one that was in my car for a long time.
Pinky.
Yeah.
You know who has them now?
Yeah. First of all,
Martha.
Pink is
Fuck Martha.
Martha is not her real name, by the way. Just also, I didn't even like Pinky. That's not even my favorite. I like Rarity because she's a silly lady. She's just like, and I'm
she's like
that's she's so dramatic, and that's why I love her. And that's probably why I love you, because you're also dramatic. Which is why you throw cheeseburgers.
That's why I throw cheeseburgers.
Okay, what did do your friends know? Because a lot of my friends
Oh my God.
I have other little friends who, the person who, I'm gonna call her Cute, my little friend. She's the one who, like, was talking, because I was, like, in the closet about it, I guess. I was just like, I don't want to tell people. I don't want to, like, identify as this. I don't want to tell my boyfriend. This is weird. And she was the one who was like, you don't have to like everything in the community, because she's just like us. She draws the line where we draw the line. Yeah. So it was really cool to talk to her, because she loves Disney, and she's literally the epitome of, like, she dresses up. She's so cutesy. Yeah, you know her. She's so cute. She acts really cute. Like, she's just a cutesy
why her name
person.
is Cute now.
Yeah. So, like, she's the one who really, like, helped me out with, like, seeing that you can draw a line.
But I think most of our friends know.
Yeah, they can tell. I have a toy shelf.
Yeah.
Look at my toy shelf.
Yeah, pretty much. But, I don't know. What friends have, like, not been okay with it?
I had a friend back in high school. Her name is a name. But she like, kink shamed pretty much everything. Like, she was constantly kink shamed.
What do you mean?
Like, she would make fun of people with daddy kink. She would make fun of people with little kink. She would make, like... And it's wild to me, because she liked being, like, choked out and stuff, and she liked it kind of rough, to where, like, she couldn't have just vanilla sex, as she called it. She could only have rougher sex. Yeah. But, like, she would constantly be kink-shaming people. Yeah. And I think that it came from a place of, like, my boyfriend thinks that she has, like, a daddy kink.
She fucking does.
Because of the way she hated on it so much. She was not okay with it, so I never told her. I think she knew, because it's pretty fucking obvious. But... she was super judgmental about it. And then I had friends who wanted a kink so badly, they would, like, claim they had it. Like, they were like, oh,
like
I have
Martha?
Yeah. But they'd be like, oh, I have a little kink, too. And I was like, oh, really? And then they didn't, and I was like, why are you lying about that? That's such a weird thing to lie about.
When people lie about stupid shit like that, it drives me fucking insane.
I just don't understand. Like,
but like, you know, Blunt knows about it, which is one of our friends. I don't know if Vomit knows about it.
I don't think he does.
But Rob definitely knows, at least about me.
He knows about stuff. He's woke. I don't think that... Yeah, no. Some people...
I think Rob's kind of, like, into that scene, though. I think he's, like, low-key. Because...
Yeah, he definitely...
He seems it.
He's a friend from high school who I knew who... Yeah. He's so sweet.
He's my fucking baby. My cinnamon apple, bro.
He's this, like, guy who you would look at him and you're like, that guy's scary.
Yeah, like, he's terrifying. But then you get to know him, he's like, oh, he's a fucking nerd.
When I first heard about Daddy Kinks, it was in high school.
Yeah.
It was this kid. Yeah, it was this...
I heard about it in middle school.
Well, I had heard about it, but, like, there was this guy in one of my, like, healthcare classes.
Yeah.
We'll just call him the hair. Mm-hmm. So this guy...
The hair?
Yeah.
Okay.
He just had really wild hair.
Okay.
So, like, he like, was talking to me, and he was older. He always dated freshmen and stuff. But he would always talk to me. We were really good friends about, like, these girls and stuff. And he's like, I think I'm a daddy. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And he, like, explained it to me and was like, yeah, I just want to, like, take care of her and da-da-da. And she's, like, my little girl. And, like, he did a really good job explaining, like, his daddy kink to me. In the middle of fucking class, just talking about it. Yeah. I was just, like, reading his text message between them. They were gross, but, like, that's where I really kind of, like, looked and was like, oh, hey. That's really funny, actually. Like,
yeah. Is that when you started realizing you were into it?
No, because I didn't like him at all, and so anything associated with him, I, like, completely, like, pushed.
Yeah.
Because, like, we were friends, but I was like, he's the guy who all these girls swoon over, and I just don't see the point. Because, like, the way he had a lot of acne, and I was like, ew.
Ew.
But, like, the bigger thing was that I had always seen him as this, like, player, but he had so many issues, I could never see him as somebody attractive. So anything he was into, I, like, didn't want to even associate myself with. Because I was like...
Fair enough.
He's a weird guy. So that's kind of where I learned about... That's really where I learned about, like, daddy stuff.
So when did you realize you were into it?
I think when I was hanging out with Cute all the time. Mm-hmm. Because she would talk about how she was into it and, like, all the stuff. And I was like, I really like all that stuff. And then I researched it a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I talked about it with Curls. And he was like, yes, you obviously are. Oh, because...
Fuck.
Of course you are. And then we were talking about, like, you know, the daddy thing, and I was like, I don't know if I'm into it. And he's like, I don't know if I'm into it. So.
I think I figured out I was into it when I was in middle school, and, you know, how you have your sexual awakenings in middle school. So I was just, like, chilling, probably talking to my friends about something. I think it was at a lunch table, and my one friend was like, yeah, I was dirty talking to my boyfriend, aka she was like, I want to kiss you real hard.
Oh, I love that.
And she was like, and I called him daddy, and I was like, why the fuck did you call him daddy? And she was like, because he knows how to dom me. And I was like, what does dom
Middle
mean?
School.
And she was like, he knows how to control me. I'm his little girl. And I was like, whoa, that's some good shit. And then I was like, hell yeah. So, because your boyfriend knows about it, and, like, your friends know about it, do you think littles, or, like, being one, is toxic in any way?
I think it can be. Like, in any relationship and anything, things can go awry and go toxic.
You're so cute. I love you.
Thank you. But, yeah, I think it can become toxic if you kind of let it take over you. Because, like, a lot of people do, like, little space. Or, like us, where it kind of weaves in and out. But I think if you're little 100% of the time, if your significant other isn't 100% on board, that can be straining. Because now you're dating a fucking child.
Yeah.
And that's annoying. Because, like, imagine babysitting a kid... But they want to have sex with you.
It's such a gray area, though. Because the way you're explaining it is fucking gross.
Yeah, because that's, like, a toxic, like, element, I think. It's, and, like, if you're constantly in little space.
So you mean, like, the little space ones. Like, the ones who, like, wear pacifier. Okay.
Yeah, like, you're in little space, you're fully in, you, like, pacifiers, you act like like a baby, and your significant other is into it, but you're not leaving little space ever. So the person, like...
You're literally dating. That's why it's gross to me.
That's why it feels like you're literally dating. Like, and that probably would put a strain on your relationship because they didn't fall in. Like, usually the people fall in love with you as an adult, not you as little.
And there has to be moments where you are an adult to function as a human.
Yeah, you can't pay taxes as a 5-year-old. You know, like, that would just be so annoying if I, like, came home all the time and Curls was constantly fighting me on everything, and being a baby, and not eating dinner, and, like, being like, no, I want chicken nuggets. No, I want chicken nuggets. Yeah, like, that'd be so obnoxious. And it would drive me crazy. Like, even as a friend, if you were in Little Space, like, if you had a Little Space... I couldn't be friends
with someone like that.
Yeah, if you were in Little Space 24/7, do you know how, because you know how annoyed I get when you act like a baby occasionally.
I'm sorry that I act like you sometimes.
Shut up. But that's what I mean. Like, occasionally we get on each other's nerves when we act like babies. Like, when you act childish, you're like, can you not do this right now? Can you imagine, like, being friends with me when I'm being a pouty baby, like, 24/7? Like,
I just don't get. Okay.
Imagine me hangry. That's me being a baby.
Oh my god. You're such a bitch when you're hangry.
Exactly. So that's what it would be like.
The other day, Blondie and I were going to Devil's House, and I was driving, and Blondie, like, was so fucking hungry. So we stopped by McDonald's
to not get mad at you, because, like, I knew I shouldn't be mad.
Such a little angel, because I knew you were
being. I know, and I knew that you. Hangry. I was like, I'm hangry. Angel's being great. I'm not gonna get mad at them because they're being really nice, and I know I shouldn't. So I'm trying. So I was like I was just not talking.
Fair enough.
I was just not talking because I was like, if I say something, I'm gonna say something unintentionally mean.
I was just making dumb noises like doop 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 doop, and like listening to music and shit, and like trying to. I think another part of our little like moments together is when we sing in the car.
Yeah, we do sing a lot of karaoke in the car.
We sing so much together, and we
go to the theaters and watch children's movies.
We went and saw fucking Smallfoot, which, by the way, movie about genocide, racism,
very weird children's movie,
very odd.
Lego Movie 2.
Oh, it was fucking dope.
Damn, I do have to say, we looked up one of the songs on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It's so impressive in the theaters.
It's, like, so much less effective on your phone or a TV rather than in a theater when you're sitting, like, in the 4th row away from it because Blondie doesn't know how to book tickets.
I never used Fandango before.
Anyways, what do you think is a healthy way to be a little?
I think just knowing that you're not a child. Like, if you...
Fair enough.
Like, you know you're in the head... If you, like, go into your headspace... Cool. You're in the headspace. But it's just, I think it's knowing the difference between reality and fantasy.
I just don't even think okay, I'm going to sound like a bitch for this, but I don't think those people are right in the head. And they're probably, I know that they're not. Not in the sense of, like, I don't think that they're okay. I know that they're not, but it's fucked up that they're not, and they're acting like they're children.
Every kink has, like, mental problems. Everybody has mental issues.
But that's, like, a sense of, like, autism, and that's not a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if someone found out about that when you're trying to get a job, or, like, you know, you're trying to make friends in, like, a new town, and you're, like, acting like a fucking 5-year-old on Tumblr.
Mm-hmm. It's just knowing the right time and the right place. Because most littles are littles, like, I watched a thing on YouTube where this girl was, like, a little, but she's only little at home.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I don't act like a little in public. I don't scream daddy in public because that makes people uncomfortable. Because the whole thing about, you know, kinks is the biggest thing is consent. Mm-hmm. And if someone didn't consent...
If you bring your partner out on a leash somewhere, you're fucking gross.
Because you're not consenting. Not everybody's consenting to see that, to, like, feel that way.
And kids are everywhere, and they don't need to be exposed to that kind of thing.
I read a story about somebody who was like, I was there with my little sister, and a girl came in full little, and her daddy was there, and he was, like, grabbing her butt and, like, putting his hand up her skirt, and she was like, Daddy, stop! And, like, acting just inappropriate in a Build-A-Bear. And they were like, we didn't consent to this. Mm-hmm. Like, you can be little, and you can be daddy and dom and little girl and stuff, but, like, you shouldn't subject other people to it if they don't want you to. Because I'm a little, and no, I go to Build-A-Bear sometimes. But I had a certain friend who apparently didn't know how to act in a Build-A-Bear. Just because you're in a Build-A-Bear doesn't mean you're...
About Martha.
Yeah. Doesn't mean you're 6 again.
Mm-hmm.
You're still an adult. It was your stomach like round.
I'm sorry.
It doesn't mean you're 6 again, though. Like,
no, but she acted like she was 6 all the time, which she claimed for a long time she was a little. But then, all of a sudden, she wasn't. And I was like... And I know that things change and, like, whatever you're into can change. But she lied about so much. I just can't even, like, believe anything at this point.
Yeah, it's just... You can't... You have to know the time and the place.
Yeah. Like, I know for a fact, if I told Devil that I was, like, a full-on little, he'd be like, what the fuck? Because he is almost 20 years old. And for me to be like, I'm 5 on the inside... That's a mental fucking disability.
That's weird.
There's something wrong with you.
I'm sorry. Disclaimer. I'm sorry if people...
No! Don't be sorry about it because it's fucking weird and it's gross and you need to get help.
Want everyone to be who they want to be, but I don't want you to do it in a bad...
In a gross way.
Like, okay. Sexualizing children makes me want to scream and die.
Literally.
So that's the toxic side of littles, because sometimes people take it too far and they're sexualizing kids.
But back to...
And that's why I'm afraid to tell people, because I'm afraid they're going to look at me and be like,
because
you're the person.
That's the stigma that comes with having, like, certain kinks. Like, even just a daddy kink. Even if you weren't a little, there's a lot of people that are going to be like, oh, you're fucking gross. And, like...
Because age play is a different thing.
Is a whole nother thing.
Age play I do not like. So age play is where you pretend you're a different age.
Yeah, and it's like...
Typically... Like it's when people pretend they're younger.
Yeah, and it's usually like, a 20-year-old will pretend they're like 15.
Or like a student, and they're like, oh, this is my teacher. Like,
that's different. When it's teachers. When it's student teacher and it's just like role play.
You're like, I'm in college. You're my college professor.
You don't even have to specify that, but you don't have to specify, oh, I think I'm 15. Yeah. Like, that's fucking gross if you have to like point that out and be like, oh, I don't like age play. I want to be this old.
I guess I've always just wanted to be older, so...
I don't even give a fuck about all that. I just like acting the way that I do. And, like, believe me, I'm sure that people can find things wrong with the way that I act and the things that I'm into. So I have, like, no room to talk about what's wrong and what's right with what you do in your personal time. But I just want you guys to know you're fucking weird in my eyes. And I'm pretty fucking weird. I'm weird.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen me without this hat? I'm weird.
Don't quote Riverdale.
I'm sorry.
I won't watch that show.
Stop doing this.
I'm not meaning to. My legs hurt.
So what do you think, because you're a little, do you think that affects your style?
Like, dress-wise?
Yeah.
No, I've always had a weird sense of dressing. Like, I don't dress...
Like a kid.
I do shop in the children's section sometimes.
Because we fit.
Because I'm on the smaller side, and sometimes I see something cute, and I'm like, yeah. And then sometimes I'll try to buy overalls, and my ass won't fit, and then I'll go, I should really shop in the women's department. This is stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I tried to buy those Target sprinkles, like, overalls.
Oh, those are so
They're
cute.
really cute, but they didn't fit me, so I was like,
you can probably find them online somewhere.
Yeah, but, like, I don't really dress childish, I guess. Like, sometimes I'll wear outfits where I'm just, like, it's a little more... But I also am I'm a curvy person. Mm-hmm. Like, people used to tell me, they would look at me and they're like, you look 12. And I'm like, 12-year-olds don't have tits.
12-year-olds are not
They're
hot.
getting there, but they don't have them yet. Like, I have, like, a babyer face.
Yeah.
But the way I dress and the way I talk... and I have, like, visible tattoos, people look at me and they don't think I'm a child. Yeah. They look at me and they're like, she's really short, but I don't have the body type of, like, a child. Mm-hmm. Because I have, like, hips and curves and stuff, and, like, you know, I don't look like a kid.
I have a very varying sense of style. Mm-hmm. Like, I can be very gothic and, like, edgy, and then I'll have, like, a more conservative side of me that I try to wear, like, around family and, like, you know, important people, like, to work and stuff. And then I have that, like, little part of me that's, like, you know, just pink cutesy stuff and shit like that.
I like to wear, like, knee socks and stuff sometimes. Like, I like to wear knee socks sometimes with my, like, flats or some heels or these, like, little, like, old-timey shoes I have. And, like, I like to pair those with, like, you know, a cute little, like, baby pink sweater. I think that, like, I don't dress so much as a child as I do, like, a soft person.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like, I like the big pink sweater, like, oversized things. I just like feeling small. And that, I don't know if that's, like, a part of being a little or something.
I'm always feeling small.
But I love feeling, like, small. Like, we're small in different senses. You're short, and I'm just fucking tiny, skinny-wise.
Yeah, you are, like, very thin.
Yeah.
Very thin lady. And I am just, like, a short and kind of squatty or, like, dude.
Like, tiny.
Okay, so I feel like it's, like...
Like, I'm small.
We're both sides of, like, elves.
Yeah.
Like, you're the Lord of the Rings elves, and I'm, like, the Keebler elves.
But I got that. Wagon. But no, I think we're, like, the best body types for, like, how tall we are. Like, I think all
I love my body.
Women are beautiful.
Yeah, women.
I'm trying to like my body more.
It's hard to get there.
Yeah. But I wish there was a better little community where there was more, like, there was less stigma of, like...
The problem with the little community is half of the people are acting like 6-year-olds, and you can't have a
and half
conversation
of them are in,
like
fucking
this
middle school.
You can't have a conversation between two adults if one person thinks that they're a 5-year-old.
No, but half of them are in fucking middle school making TikToks of them holding stuffed animals and, like, going... I hate Daddy.
I hate the baby voice. I can't do the baby voice.
I can't do the baby voice either. I can't.
I've never done the baby voice. I don't understand it. Here's the thing that I don't get with the baby voice. I sounded like this as a kid. Like, when I was, like, 5, this is how I sounded. It just was, like, a different, like...
I don't remember how
pattern,
I sounded.
You know, so, like, I'm talking like this because my brain
This
is,
is
like...
how your sister talks.
This is, like, how my brain is developed.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I know what I'm saying and my words are processing. When you're a kid, your brain's not fully developed, so you're processing weird. So it's like, I went to the backyard today and there were, like, a ton of worms, but I didn't catch the worms because they're no fun to catch, just the butterflies are, and I caught one, and see, but it left powder on my hands. See how I have the same voice? It's just like a weirder, more like scatterbrained pattern. Yeah, that's how I was as a kid. I didn't have a baby voice.
I'll punch you in the fucking face.
I have the same voice I had as a child. Except for the fact that now I'm better with my words.
What do you think about the daddies that, like, indulge in the 5-year-old littles?
I think that they, like, most of the people that I've seen that like to be daddies to, like, people in full little space are either, one, they love their significant other and are going along with it.
And they're, like, they have that, like, I'm fucking done face
kind of dead on the inside, but... She's really hot, so I guess I'll pretend for an hour.
Yeah.
Or they like the sense of taking care of somebody.
Yeah. There's pure versions, and then there's fucking gross versions.
With everything.
Yeah.
It's always the double-edged sword of, this is great and this is gross. So I think that a lot of it is, like, they want to take care of somebody. They want to protect this person.
I can't get over the sexual aspect of someone having a little age that's, like... 5, and I've known littles that are like, I'm 1. Like, what do you think you are? You just sit in a fucking crib?
I guess so.
What,
there's some that are babies.
Like a baby? Are you a newborn? Fuck.
There are newborn littles.
No, there's not.
Yes, there is. I looked it up. There's newborn littles, and I think that they're just like, I guess they just sit there. Because what else would they do? Because newborns, they don't even cry at that point. When you're a newborn, you just hang out. You barely cry. Because you don't know what to do. You just lay there and you're like, guess I'm alive.
Guess I am alive.
It's wild. The baby ones are crazy to me because I don't want to be a baby.
I don't want to be a baby
Babies
either.
can't do anything. All they can do is cry and, like, lay there. I like that I can walk. Walking is pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
I can get food. I can put things in the microwave. There was, like, a billion things I wasn't allowed to do as, like, a baby. So, like, it's just nice now to be... Like, that's the other thing is I like having adult things I can do.
There's, like, fucking videos that littles make, and they're like, oh, well, I drink out of sippy cup. Sippy cups are nice, though.
The only reason I would use a sippy cup is because I'm notorious for spilling on myself. And that's not, like, a little thing. That's just I'm clumsy sometimes.
For the last, 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the episode, why don't we go through the little space version of Tumblr?
Oh, no.
So, you ever just feel really freaking little and just want everything and everyone to be happy and warm and cuddly? That's fair.
That's a pure thought.
That is fair.
I just want life to be good sometimes.
And then there's when you can't sleep next to daddy and it's a sad anime girl.
Oh, this is a lot.
I wish I could
read this.
Fall asleep in Daddy's arms while he pets me here. Okay, I'm not.
I do like when I get. I don't actually like when I get pets. I like to rub Curl's hair. Like I like to rub his head and be like, and like pet him, because I like the smell of his hair and I like holding him.
You fucking weirdo.
But I don't really like, because he'll pet me. He pets me wrong. Like, do you ever have somebody who's just like, that's what he does? Sometimes he'll just like do it weird, and I'm like, stop.
I forgot there's mommies and baby girls.
Oh yeah, I don't have that much experience with mommies because I'm a straight girl.
Ways my pasty helps with my anxiety.
Ooh.
Posted by X Sippy Cups and Lollipops with 1LX. Gives me something to do with my mouth. I have to breathe through my nose. Can't grind my teeth. Gives me something to focus on. I feel little. I've made a conscious decision to do something good for myself.
If you like passies, go suck on your passies.
Just do it with your door closed.
But please don't, like, spit them at me, I guess.
What the fuck?
I don't know, sometimes
just don't suck them in front of me.
Throw passies
I don't want to see you suck your
time.
fucking pacifier. Like, you suck thumb. But that's fine, because that's not that abnormal. Like, I've met other people who, like, your age who do that still. It's just a habit.
That's why I can't really get on people with the whole pacifier thing. Because I don't do it at work. I don't do it at school. I don't like really do it around my friends unless I'm super comfortable, because it is an anxiety triggered thing. And it sucks because when I was a kid, I sucked my thumb all the time. Like, I couldn't go anywhere without doing it. But when I got older, you know, I gradually started to stop, and I was about to, like, completely be done with it. Like, I used to do it at night, and then my parents got divorced. And my family didn't have a lot, like, they were focusing on every negative thing, so that was a negative thing my grandmother focused on. She hyper-focused on it, and, like, all it did was stress me out more.
Yeah.
So now when I get anxious, I initially, like, I'll, like, subconsciously stick my thumb in my mouth.
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes I'll take it out and be like, fuck. Like, I don't even notice I do it sometimes. Yeah. It's just when I get anxious, I'll put it in my mouth, and I'll bite down for a second, and then I'll be like, what the fuck? And it's one of those things that, like, I still do get embarrassed of it, because it is, like, a shitty, like, it's not a habit that's hurting me, you know? And I wash my hands all the time. I don't do it around people. I don't like, do it at work. I don't do it at school.
You do it, like, around me and, like, Curls. And, like...
Yeah. It's only people I'm, like, actually comfortable. And people ask me about it sometimes, like, if I'm really comfortable. Like, Curl's roommate was like, what are you doing? Are you sucking your thumb? And I was like...
Fuck you.
And I pulled it out, and I was like, yeah, sorry if it's, like, fucking weird. It's just sometimes I get anxious, and it makes me feel better. And, like, I'm working on it, constantly. Because it's just became a thing where, at one point in my life, it was a huge obstacle, and I was always stressed out about it, because my family made me feel like shit for it. Like, my mom sucked her thumb as a kid, my grandma sucked her thumb as a kid. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's a family thing, apparently. But, like, for me, it was this hot ball of shame and horror. It wasn't like, oh, she's gonna grow out of it. It was, she needs to grow out of it now. Because she's going to be made fun of, she's weird, she's going to fuck things. Like,
hurting my ear.
I'm sorry, I'm yelling. But that's, like, what it was. It was hard for me to, like, really quit.
Yeah.
Because there was always this, like, shame and sadness wrapped up with it. Mm-hmm. And it sucked. Because I wanted to quit, and I wanted to not be reliant on it. And I'm not reliant on it.
But with smoking.
And I'm not reliant on it anymore.
Yeah.
It's more of a subconscious thing now than it is, like, I need this to feel better. It's more of a, I don't feel good, and then my hand instinctually is like, this will make you feel better, and then my brain has to be like, no, I'm fine, I can figure this out a different way. But, like, it just, my whole family, my sister was nice about it. Like, she told me a while back, like, she was like, it sucks because I know you were close to quitting, and then this whole thing with Dad happened, and everything happened, and, like, my grandmother was, like, needed something to focus on besides my mom's divorce. Mm-hmm. So, sadly, my weight and that is what she focused on.
We love that for you.
Yeah, and I wasn't overweight as a kid. I just had really, really skinny siblings. They're just built different than I am. So, that's what she focused on, was telling me that I needed to be smaller, and that if I continued to suck my thumb, people weren't going to like me, I was going to have a really bad life, no one would date me, like, basically all the things that I was scared about. So my anxiety levels were driven through the roof. And what did I do when I was anxious? I sucked my thumb. So it just made it like 10 times worse. Mm-hmm. And, now I'm better about it and I don't need it all the time. And, like, it's still, is a trigger for anxiety and stuff. But, like, it's nowhere near as bad. And there was a time period where it was, like, the thing I was focused on. Every day I would wake up and hate myself because I couldn't stop.
I chew my nails. And, like, I know that's not, like, a little thing or, like, a super weird thing. But, like, I'll do that and then... I don't know. It's really fucking annoying because, like, it used to be such a gross and bad habit. And I still think it's gross even though I do it. And it's like...
Stop biting my nails because my 8th grade boyfriend told me it was gross.
Oh, what a man. We love a helping hand.
He broke up with me over the phone, though.
Oh.
He said I was cold.
Cold?
Like I was cold and not nice enough.
Not nice enough? Why did he date you then? Anyways.
Because he kissed me and then I didn't want to kiss him anymore. And he said I was cold and unfeeling.
Okay.
So all right, go for it.
So, when do you think being a little isn't okay? Like, what age do you think you should fucking stop?
I've literally been thinking about that because I'm like, I'm at an age where it's still... Yeah. I guess because I'm still, like, cute and young, and I'm like, oh, it's, like, silly and stuff.
But when you turn, like, 30...
But what happens when I turn, like, 30 or 40? Like, that's the thing, because little is... It's not a new thing, but I think it's newer. Like, people... So, like, everybody's age... The age range is from, like, 17 to, like, 20-something. Like, I don't know any littles that are, like, in their 40s.
Actually, when I was on the little tag for Tumblr earlier... It was any littles with families and children?
Yeah, I'm wondering
what the fuck is wrong with you?
No, because, like, what is a little with a family? Like, that seems wild to me. Like, because you have to be an adult, so when do you have time? Especially if you have kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't plan on having children. So, could I technically be a little forever? Mm-hmm. Because I don't have that second responsibility.
If you stayed hot forever. But, I mean, there are ugly littles.
Yeah. And that's the other thing I have.
No, hey, I'm just not ugly, so...
My other questions are, like, I have questions, obviously, for different littles. Like, I'm also a smaller person. Mm-hmm. So it's not hard for me to act. Like, that's the other thing. I think society sees littles that look like us as more okay.
Yeah, because I have, like, a cute face. Like, I'm pretty. And you're pretty, but like, you're also small. And I'm, like, thin.
I was going to say, because we're on the tinier side. Yeah. So, like, people are like, oh, it's cute that they're going into Build-A-Bear. It's cute that they're doing this. Like, is it only cute because we're cute people and cute? Yeah, like I think that society puts like a shittier lens, like if you're more overweight or if you're really big and tall, like if you're like a bulkier lady or guy. There are boy littles too. Mm-hmm. I don't know any personally, but I heard there are some.
I don't know any.
But yeah, I feel like society and even the littles put more of a like on like people who are bigger or don't fit the mold as well. Mm-hmm. So I wonder, like, when do you think? I think if you have other responsibilities, like if you can make time to be in little space, whatever, 60-year-old grandma, go for it. Yeah. That's your life. That's your deal. Oh, I hate emery boards.
I'm sorry.
You're a thing where you can like rip the top off and still use it.
I know. That's what. Anyways.
But so like I feel like once you get to a certain age, responsibilities probably just overpower.
And like maybe you just run out of time to do it.
It's like a hobby that you don't have time for now.
That's so gross. I hate it.
I know, but like I
just want to be able to.
That's what I feel like. I feel like it at some point it just might not be the most important thing for you to do. I mean, your time.
Yeah, but like, you know how couples like start not having sex as much once they get older. That's also like a part of it. And by the way, what the fuck is up with that? Because sex is super fun.
Well, some people it's a time thing. Some people it's an anxiety thing. A lot of women, as they get older, there's vaginal dryness, so they don't want to have sex all the time because like they're they have issues down there. Some guys, and then some of it is women have a higher sex drive when they get older, and men start to lower theirs. Yeah. Because they're having more penis issues.
They can't get it out.
Yeah, like that kind of... So that goes into it. It's just like getting older, your body's deteriorating. So it's harder to have sex. And then sometimes it's like you're growing apart.
God.
And then sometimes it's you're tired of having your family, so you cheat on them with a girl from your office.
Tattoos.
That's my father.
Call him out.
Yeah.
Call him out, by the way.
Love you, Dad.
Daddy?
I don't let my dad forget that shit. No, he's not a daddy. He's my dad. He's gross.
Don't be a hater.
I'm gonna be a hater.
Don't be a hater. Ew. Okay, so if you figured out that part of your family that wasn't your sister was like a little, or like a daddy dom, what the fuck would you do?
I don't know. I think I would just not think about it, because I don't think about my family's sex life in general. Like, I don't think about my sister having sex. But, like, if you, like,
stumbled upon... Okay, when I was a kid in middle school, I stumbled upon a cock ring in my mother's drawer, a vibrating one, and I was like, whoa. That. And I used to...
What do you want to call your mom?
Witch.
Love that.
But I stumbled upon a cock ring in her drawer, and I was like, whoa, what are you doing?
What are you doing,
there was,
witch?
like, Kai, like, lube, and I stole one because it was, like, unopened, and I was like, this is mine now.
Oh, my God.
And I was like, I'm gonna masturbate. And it was nice, and I had a good time.
That has nothing to do with it. I think if I figured out that, like, I don't know, let's say my cousin comes up to me, and she's like, hey, Blondie. I'm a little. I need your help with it. I would be like, okay. I would try to, like, help out, I guess. Nice job. Fucking your chapstick up.
Go on.
So I just feel like, I don't know, I would try to be supportive, but to an extent. Like, I don't want to know the details. Like, my sister and I talk about sex all the time.
Yeah.
But we don't go into, like, detail.
You guys are just pussies.
I wouldn't talk about sex with my brother because I know it makes him uncomfortable and upset. And my sister, we don't, like...
Well, yeah, that's your brother.
My brother. So he's
brother,
don't talk to me.
My
he
brother
doesn't even
tried
like
to
when
talk
I kiss
about
girls.
It with me.
He's like, don't kiss in front of me. I'm like, okay, fuck.
Okay. But, my brother tried to talk to me about it once. And he was, like, talking about, like, weed. And he was like, what do you smoke it? Don't you just get, like, horny and, like, shit like that? And I was like, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to tell you anything about that. And then, like, he asked me when I was dating, fucking Crust. I'm just gonna call him Crust because he's gross.
He is gross.
When I was dating Crust, he was like,
which brother is this? Is this Psycho or
this is Psycho?
Angel 2.0?
This is Psycho. Yeah, Psycho is fucking awful. But wild. He was like, are you fucking around with Crust? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, you know, do you guys have sex? And I was like, that's literally none of your business. You don't need to know about any of that. Like, you are my brother.
I don't want to know about my brother's sex life. The other thing I don't want to know about my brother's sex life is because he's my baby brother. Mm-hmm. He's my little brother. I don't want to know. He's supposed to be small. He's in college, but he's supposed to be young. And
supposed to be a baby.
He's a baby. I call him my baby brother, which is so funny to everybody because he's like a year younger than me.
Yeah, but he's still your little
brother. But he's still my little brother. So, like, I don't want to hear... Like, I wouldn't want to hear if he was like, yeah, I'm a daddy. I would be like, stop it! Don't
I almost snooped
like
through
that.
His old room.
What? What do you mean?
Because his old room's upstairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there.
I know. That's why I didn't.
He only lived there for like a year.
That's why I didn't.
It's nothing cool.
But I was like, maybe I should.
We got this mic from him. This was his.
Love you.
Well, all this like equipment is his because when my sister was going on like a trip for a month,
God, we have so.
He read an audiobook.
We love that.
And sent it to her. Yeah, it was nice. We're winding down.
Yeah.
Getting to the end of our
I mean, there's only so much that you can talk about with littles and kinks and daddies and stuff until you get fucking mentally exhausted.
It is kind of... It's exhausting to think about kinks in a way of, like, an expiration date, almost.
What do you mean?
Like, I feel like a couple kinks don't have expiration dates, but some, like, do, like... You know, is your husband or wife or whatever gonna want to put up with you acting like you're a small child when you're 40? Like, it was cute when you were 20, but now you're 50.
I feel like that's 60. Why, mostly, like, let's say 18 to, like, 27. Mm-hmm. But then again, there are those littles with families, and
If you're a little with a family, please comment down below.
What kind of fucking little are you?
What
like,
life
are you
do
age
you
little?
live?
Are you like you call it your husband daddy during sex, like quote unquote little?
When
like,
your kids are at soccer, do you go into little space and color in their coloring books and play with their Barbies and stuff? Like, that's the thing. Like, what is it like to be somebody who's
is your mama little tonight on 11
because like I feel like we're the age group right now where we're not really adults. Like, we're adults and we do adult stuff, but like we don't have our shit together yet. Mm-hmm. So acting childish and silly and stupid is like still acceptable because they're like, of course you're acting like this, you're but a child, even though, but like once you get to a certain age, you know, it feels like,
oh, my sticker.
This is not a sticker, this is a piece of a chapstick.
Anyways, go on.
It just feels like, I don't know, it becomes inappropriate, I guess, at one point, which is stupid, because if it's inappropriate when you're 37, it should be inappropriate, like, when you're, like, 27.
Yeah.
Like, that feels kind of stupid to be like, oh, it's fine, because you're still in college, like, yeah, I'm in college, trying to get, I wonder if there are littles that are, oh, go for it.
You know what else I like that's kind of, like, childish? I love blankets. Like, colorful, like, fun blankets, and, like, I love curling up in them.
My comforter is for a king-size bed, and I have a full bed,
and I just want it. I have all these stuffed animals. I just didn't get to bring them with me when I moved, but my boyfriend got me that one.
Yeah.
My squish.
I have all
my little pink kitty that he got me. Oh, my God.
I have 2 build bears, and they're great, and they both smell delicious.
You smell delicious.
Thank you. I shower regularly.
Me as well. But, yeah.
It just feels like, I don't know where people draw the line of what age is okay.
I just don't even, there's a lot of lines that need to be drawn and not enough markers to draw them.
Not enough coloring utensils. Not enough
watercolor paint to do it. I need to paint a line on my daddy.
Did you as a kid ever have those, like, invisible marker paints? Like, the Crayola invisible where it, like, worked on the paper, but it didn't on the carpet?
Yeah.
Do you ever have the paints or anything?
No.
Oh, I had the paints.
Dude, did you ever have that thing where it was like a black book and then you like colored on the marker and then it would show like something under it?
What about the scratching ones?
I never had the scratching ones. I just had the cool marker ones.
My mom would always buy me those, but I hated the sound of scratching.
You remember those little balloons that you would get from like Dollar Tree and they had the tiny straws and then you like goop. Yeah, I don't know if that's what they're called, though. I think they're called, I don't remember what they're called either. I just remember I used to get them camping, and one time, you and I were together, and I smelled something. I don't remember what it was. It was like hair dye or something. I know exactly
and
what
I was like,
about.
This smells like those weird balloons
and I was like,
up
wow.
that are like goop. See, that's another kid. Like, there are kids stuff I like. Like, I love, like, suckers and candies. Like, Dum-Dums are so yummy. I just feel like it's childish. Like, people think it's childish to, like, eat a sucker. And I'm like, I'm sorry, candy is delicious. Candy doesn't just have to be a children thing. Like, I like sugar. I don't like coffee. I like hot chocolate. And I like Starbucks coffee, which isn't real coffee.
Thank you, Quarter.
Thank you, Quarter. I love you. Thank you for buying me
so much
delicious coffee.
My mother.
And that's the other thing is I am childish in a way I don't want to be, which is I don't like vegetables. I'm trying really hard.
I love Brussels sprouts.
I don't like Brussels sprouts.
And I love cauliflower.
I'm trying so hard to like vegetables and stuff because I want to be a grown-up and I want to
Grown-ups don't like vegetables.
But I want to eat vegetables because they're good for you. I'm drinking juice and taking vitamins.
So you're doing better than half of the adults out there.
Like, I have a whole vitamin set that's just for vegetables that I don't get enough of. And I take 2 vitamins for it. I drink juice all the time. And then I, on top of that, eat vegetables that I do like. Because my mom knows a guy who got scurvy.
Yeah, I know.
At age 42. And I said, how dumb are you for getting scurvy in your 40s? Come on, dude.
What are you, a pirate?
What are you, a pirate?
Berg?
I think that's about it. I think we talked everything about littles that we possibly can. I got stickers stuck in my hair.
That's a little.
I mean, this tattoo is ridiculous. Oh my God. That's a little.
We can't disclose what it is, but she has quite the tattoo of a neon color, starting with a G. Anyways.
Gray.
Gray. All right, guys. This has been one fun fucking podcast.
Is there a neon gray? Is that just black?
God, you make me sad. Thank you for listening to another fucking podcast. We'll see you next week.